About 5 minutes and not even a second more. And your time starts now. Make some warm up now.
This is my company, Chat. So my industry is emerging market rideshare. This is my second such company. My first one, so I grew up in Kenya, in East Africa, and I also lived in Malaysia for 4 years. And in Malaysia, myself and 3 other people founded a ride-sharing app called Taxi. We competed against Grab and Uber, and I was the CTO in charge of building all the early versions of it. And within 3.5 years, it was acquired by AirAsia. I was quite young when I built it. I didn't negotiate to have stock, but I wouldn't be here today when I did. But so the idea behind, so I'm building another one now, but people don't think that there's any more opportunity in ride-sharing companies. Like less than 0.5% of new startups are ride-sharing. People who don't say AI, they think that, Uber and the giants have figured out the market. But this is the opportunity that still remains in ride-sharing. All the ride-sharing apps together, globally, Uber, everything put together, doesn't even reach 1 billion people. But there's 4.3 billion people that have internet, that use WhatsApp and WeChat together globally. So, that's like 30% of humanity that all of the ride-sharing apps are not reaching. You might say maybe people want to use it because they don't need it, but in America, most people own their own cars, like here. But there's so many countries in the world where as low as 10 or even 5% of households own their own cars. So people use, this type of transportation every day, metro, public transit, ride-sharing, if it will reach them. So we've launched in Central America. We have about 100 drivers in our first 2.5 months, and about 100 passengers, over 400 rides. And the way we're doing go-to-market is we're partnering with the unions. So instead of like how Uber fights against the unions, every step of the way, we're partnering with the unions. And so we make a contract with the president of the unions. This is our first one in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Next time you get off the cruise ship, and you can call the moto chat and you can use it. I encourage you to. But together, so there's a network of Presidentes, that's our first one, and together they represent almost 500,000 motorcycle drivers. So we have a route to get the drivers. Let's see if I can do a quick demo. But basically, so this is the WhatsApp version. You don't have to download anything as a customer. You click one button in here to if you want a motorcycle or a regular car taxi, and then if you can see that, you click the share location button that I built for our chatbot. And then that's it. So, and if you can hear the phone ringing, this is the driver app that I built. So you can click yes or no, and the driver can come pick you up. So it's an app for the driver, and there's no app for the customer. It's a lot easier. And these are all the steps involved in using Uber, and these are all the steps involved in using MotoChat. See the difference. I don't know if we have time to talk about Presidentes, but basically, the other ones that sell the credits today too. So that's how much time is passed.
How much is passed?
Okay. And then there's many ways where we can turn this into, because right now it's just one button where you're calling it a taxi, but there's many ways this can turn into one button where you're sending a payment, because these billions of people, they're unbanked in many of these countries, so they don't have a quick way to send digital payments. So, or one button to order something. There's many ways where we can, turn the one message technology into, many different things to increase revenue. So we're raising 50,000. It's 100,000 rounds, and we're about halfway through it. So 50,000 right now. And because we want to do a smaller round now, this is my first time raising money as is the main funding driver. So we want to reach 6,000 drivers and get about $500,000 in ARR, so we can do a larger round to go to more countries past that. This is for our first country for DR. Basically, if we're bootstrapping, if we continue to bootstrap at the same rate we've been doing, that's the red line, and if we're able to raise the funding, we can just multiply the efforts by so much more and use the time more wisely. And these are the type of companies that would absolutely purchase something like MotoChat, and I can get into that maybe next time. But thank you. Yeah, and we're involved in the accelerator, and it says Todos Somos MotoChat. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
We have time for 3 questions. 3 questions. Question number 1. Go ahead. Anyone? Someone?
I was on your purpose.
Right, so no one has to wait in a queue at all in these countries. They can stand anywhere and not just do press one button and then driver comes right to them.
Right, yeah, just like if you were calling an Uber, if you were calling something else, the driver comes to press the button once they did that being the yeah.
That's amazing.
Right, because yeah, of course, like you're saying, right now you have to walk outside, you have to go down to the stop, and hopefully the driver is there, hopefully there's not a long line, but with this, using technology, and now the union drivers can actually, have a technology like Uber to get to where they want to go, because they would never use Uber.
Right?
Yeah, let's go.
So, your new location, is it going to be here or?
So you have to, I think the San Francisco ride sharing app license is about $300,000. So that's a little farther down the line. It's about $2,000 in our first country. So the next country we have is Colombia, and then we have like a roadmap of different countries we want to go. San Francisco's a little farther down the list.
All right, and the last question. Go ahead.
Actually, what is this technology that you're using? Is that something that is right here? You think it's like patented or something that's also?
So these types of companies, the way they get really successful is the network effect. So growing fast, like Uber, they went out from patents and suing competition. It's like building the valuable network effect. That's the one that everybody uses, and that's kind of the core value. And we're using APIs like WhatsApp APIs. So yeah, it's not exactly something you could patent. You have to patent in all these different countries. That's just not the way you succeed in these types of companies. Thank you.